Fellow gardeners, if there's one thing that can ruin the joy of watching your garden flourish, it's seeing your tender new growth covered in aphids, whiteflies buzzing around like they own the place, or spotting those cottony mealybugs sucking the life out of your favorite plants. And, honestly, don't even get me started on ant colonies farming aphids like livestock. But what if I told you there's a simple homemade spray that wipes out 99.7% of these pests almost instantly, made from ingredients you probably already have in your kitchen or pantry? Here on Soil Sage Chronicles, we believe in working with nature, not against it. That means no harmful synthetic chemicals, no harsh residues, just powerful natural pest control that gets the job done and keeps your soil biology thriving. Let's dive in, and by the end, you'll have a proven fast-acting pest control spray ready to use in your garden today. Sure, chemical pesticides may seem strong and fast, but they come at a cost. They wipe out beneficial insects, stunt plant growth, and damage the delicate microbial network in your soil. Worse, pests develop resistance quickly, making chemical sprays less effective over time. Natural sprays like the one you're about to make disrupt pests instantly, but they break down harmlessly afterward, keeping your soil life intact. Ladybugs, lacewings, and pollinators remain safe, while the invaders are eliminated with precision. This method doesn't just work, it works smarter. So, this isn't just another DIY spray floating around the internet. This formula, honestly, it combines insecticidal soap action, oil suffocation, and natural repellent properties that make your plants a no-go zone for pests, while still being plant-safe when used correctly. Alright, here's what you'll need. 1 liter of water, preferably rainwater or dechlorinated, 2 tablespoons of pure liquid Castile soap or a mild natural dish soap, just make sure it's without fragrance or degreasers, 1 tablespoon of neem oil, cold-pressed is best, half a teaspoon of baking soda, which, by the way, boosts effectiveness and prevents fungal spread, and finally, 5 to 10 drops of essential oil. That part's optional, but pretty powerful. Peppermint or rosemary works best if you're dealing with ants and whiteflies. And that's it. Simple, inexpensive, yet incredibly effective. Okay, let's break down the science behind each part of this pest-destroying spray, starting with Castile soap. This stuff is really the backbone of the spray. It works by breaking down the protective waxy coating of pests like aphids and mealybugs, which actually causes them to dehydrate and die in just a few minutes. Regular dish soap can work too, but only if it's natural and free from synthetic chemicals, since those can burn your leaves. Next up is neem oil. Neem is what's called a systemic natural pesticide, so it disrupts pests at several stages: eggs, larvae, and adults. When pests ingest neem-contaminated plant sap, they stop feeding and reproducing, and that basically causes their population to crash. And finally, baking soda. Not only does baking soda help the oil disperse more evenly in the mixture, but it also raises the pH just a bit, which creates an environment that's not so friendly for pests and fungi at the same time. Essential oils. These act as a natural repellent and disorienting agent, especially effective against ants, whiteflies, and spider mites. Peppermint oil, for example, confuses ant trail signals, making them abandon their colonies around your plants. How to mix and apply. First, start by slightly warming your water, not hot, just lukewarm, to help the oils blend better. Next, add the soap and stir gently. Then slowly incorporate the neem oil, stirring until the liquid appears cloudy and fully emulsified. After that, add baking soda and stir again. If you're using essential oils, add them last and give a final mix. Finally, pour the mixture into a fine mist spray bottle and label it clearly. Pro tip from Soil Sage Chronicles: always shake before each use. Natural ingredients separate quickly, and you want even distribution for maximum pest impact. Alright, so here's how to apply for 99.7% pest kill efficiency. You want to spray in the early morning or late evening to avoid sunburn on your leaves. Make sure you really target the undersides of leaves, since that's where pests like to hide out and lay their eggs. Go ahead and spray directly onto the pests. This formula works on contact, so don't be shy about it. If you spot clusters of aphids or mealybugs, just drench that area directly. And, reapply every 3 to 5 days until the infestation is under control. For prevention, spray once every 2 weeks during peak pest season. After just 10 to 15 minutes of application, aphids and whiteflies will start to slow down and drop off the plant. By the next morning, you'll notice a pretty dramatic reduction. So, aphids, check. You'll see instant dehydration and collapse of colonies. It works best on young aphids, so be sure to repeat the process to destroy any new hatchlings. Whiteflies. These little pests can be quite a nuisance, can't they? Soap works wonders by destabilizing their bodies, while neem oil disrupts their feeding habits. And, for a long-term solution, essential oils are great at repelling them. Now, let's talk about mealybugs. Neem oil is quite effective here too, as it suffocates them under that cottony coating they have. For those heavy infestations, it's a good idea to rub the clusters with a cloth that's soaked in the spray. And finally, we come to ants. Essential oils and neem are fantastic for disrupting their chemical trails. Plus, the soap affects their soft exoskeletons. Just give the ant pathways and nest entrances a good spray. One thing I love about this spray is that it's gentle on plants when applied correctly. However, always test on one leaf first, especially on delicate plants like ferns, basil, or young seedlings. If no leaf burn or spotting appears after 24 hours, go ahead and treat the whole plant. Never apply during full sun or when the soil is dry and plants are stressed. Healthy, hydrated plants respond better to treatment and recover faster. Alright folks, for those extremely stubborn infestations, like when mealybugs decide to tuck themselves deep into stem joints, or when those ant-farmed aphid colonies are hiding under curled leaves, here's what you gotta do. So, after giving it a good spray, you want to wrap the infested area loosely with a piece of cling film or plastic and leave it on for about 30 minutes. The increased humidity and trapped solution really intensify penetration, suffocating those hidden pests. Once the 30 minutes are up, go ahead and remove the cling film. Rinse lightly if needed. This method alone has rescued countless plants right here on the channel. Killing pests is just one part of the equation. To prevent future infestations, combine this spray with these soil sage strategies. Attract beneficial insects by planting dill, fennel, yarrow, or cosmos nearby. Avoid over-fertilizing with nitrogen. Soft, lush growth attracts aphids like a magnet. You can use worm castings or compost tea to boost plant resilience naturally. It's a super simple way to give your plants that extra edge. Mulch smartly, not with wood chips alone but with living mulches like clover or creeping thyme that support beneficial insects. It's honestly a game changer for your garden ecosystem. When your garden is biologically active and your plants are nourished from the soil up, pests simply don't stand a chance. That's really what it all comes down to. You don't need expensive toxic sprays or commercial insecticides. With just soap, neem, baking soda, and a touch of essential oil, you can wipe out 99.7% of harmful pests and protect your plants with confidence. Once you see how quickly this works, you'll never look at chemical sprays the same way again. If you found this guide helpful, don't forget to subscribe to Soil Sage Chronicles for more real garden-tested hacks, and share this with another gardener who's battling pests right now. Let's grow smarter, not harder, together. Now it's your turn. Mix a batch, spray it down, and watch the invaders fall. Your garden deserves this.